NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing from Pocono on TNT, brought to you by State Farm. Great service and great rates. You can get it all from State Farm. By Bank of America. Experience higher standards in checking only from Bank of America. And by Nextel. Get closer to the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series with Nextel from Sprint. Well, you saw all the cars on and off of pit road, but Ryan Newman, Bobby Labonte, Casey Kane, Jamie McMurray all hit with speeding penalties. Update on the two from Alan.
Yeah, this is radio from Kurt Busch and his crew chief Roy McCauley a minute ago, Bill, talking about the adjustments they were going to make on their stop. The first part of it is kind of technical, but I want you to listen to the enthusiasm at the end.
Take a half pound out of the left, half pound out of the right rear, and maybe leave the track bar alone. I'm just not getting a grip with the rear right now on exit. 10-4, half pound out of the left, half pound out of the right rear. Leave the track bar alone. Yeah, baby, I like that. Yeah.
He obviously thinks he might be getting into condition to do something with that car in front of him that's dominated today, huh, BP?
You know, Alan, the most impressive thing was that Kurt Busch called for those changes.
They really talk back and forth a lot. It's really been impressive for a group of guys that have only worked together for half a season, Benny. Kurt and Roy McCauley really seem to have developed a good back and forth on the radio, and they know what each other's thinking, and we know how important that is to succeeding in these races.
Field has gotten the one to go. We'll go green next time by. NASCAR Nextel Cup Series off next weekend, but the Busch Series in action from St. Louis. We'll see it Saturday night, 8 Eastern, right here on TNT. And 2 weeks from today, over on NBC, the Brickyard 400 from Indianapolis. Cannot wait to get there.
How awesome is that? All these teams tested up there for a couple of days last week.
Boy, they had to dodge the rain up there too, didn't they?
You know, I felt like that it would narrow the gap between Denny Hamlin and the field coming here to Pocono. That was wrong.
A lot of guys had a really good car at Indianapolis, and you know what? They didn't bring it here.
I know.
They won it for Indianapolis.
And this car, the 11 car Denny Hamlin, if he gets through today and is still in good shape,
yeah,
it's going to Indianapolis.
You just made 42 teams very unhappy, Benny. Denny Hamlin, rising star in the sport and currently 8th in the championship standings.
I saw up on his roll bar, the padding said every day is race day.
Well, he hopes to deliver the checkered flag to his crew about 47 laps from now. NASCAR is going to add a lap. The yellow is back out, so we'll take a break and we'll come back for the restart here at Pocono. You're watching NASCAR on TNT. Field coming out of turn 1 after just getting the green flag a moment ago. Denny Hamlin is the race leader. Kurt Busch runs second.
That's Biffle in the second car there, trying to get his lap back.
He's 1 lap down.
And Kurt Busch would really like to get by him.
Yes, he would.
You see at the top of the screen, 45 to go. Doubtful any car can make it that far on fuel, but that extra pace lap or that extra lap under caution may play into it. Alan, what are you working on?
The leader in his fuel strategy, Bill.
How about it?
How about that? Perfect timing, huh? No, can't make it to the finish. We'll have to see pit road again one more time, and this goes back to what I was discussing earlier about the guy that's dominated the day perhaps becoming a sitting duck later. If we get a caution in another 5 or 8 laps, what do? It's going to be interesting to see as these laps unwind. Matt?
AB talking over the same exact scenario on top of the pit box of the 29 of Kevin Harvick. Now, Todd Berrier just told his driver under caution they are 10 to 12 laps short of fuel, and just about everyone is in that same window. But what a day the 29 is having running in the 3rd spot. Marty?
Ryan Vickers, one of those Hendrick cars, back in currently the 6th position. They are 10 laps short on fuel. Now, if the caution does come in the next 5 or 6 laps, they, of course, will pit like we've talked about with everybody else. But a lot of these teams are talking 2 tires on that stop, maybe fuel only, especially if we get just a few green flag laps on this set of tires.
It's going to be when the caution comes out that affects what you do and who does it.
You know, the worst scenario for the 11 car is to run about 30 laps and then the caution comes out.
Right.
Does he change 4 tires with 15, 20 laps to go because you feel like somebody is going to change 2 or just fuel only?
You're exactly right, BP.
I'll tell you what, Harvick's giving the blue deuce about all he wants right now.
All over his bumper. 43 to go.
It's so easy to overdrive this corner, especially when you're chasing somebody. You want to go just a little bit deeper than the guy you're chasing, and the car will slide up.
Alan, you got more on Kurt?
Yeah, just how important that he and his team felt this race was to them, Bill. When they had the problems in New Hampshire last weekend, it caused them to finish in 38th position. It dropped them 206 points out of the championship in 10th place. Kurt remarked this week that he's in a similar position to what Matt Kenseth was a year ago. He can still make the championship, but they know they have to race as hard as they can for every point they can in these 7 races in order to have a shot at the title.
And they're going to need a little bit of good luck, too, because they've certainly had some bad luck to this point in the season. Right now, Kurt 13th in the championship standings. A lot of work to do.
I think they should just worry about winning races right now. Get to that point, then worry about the chase when it comes. But I mean, they're kind of out of the box there as far as points racing right now for the next 5 or 6 weeks. So just go out and just concentrate on winning, and then if you win, the points will come anyway.
And that's the good thing about 2 weeks from today, because everybody only wants one thing when you get to Indianapolis.
Exactly.
And that's the win. A couple of orange cars battling for the 7th position. Jeff Burton taking it away from Tony Stewart. Earlier in the race, Stewart black flag for aggressive driving, a 1-lap penalty, raced his way back onto the lead lap and back into the top 10. He's had a fast car all day. Burton's had a good car too. Nobody's had a car the equal of Denny Hamlin, though. Championship standings as they run right now with 41 to go in Pocono. Be 6 races to the chase cutoff after today.
Jeff Gordon. Tony Stewart has moved into that 10th position.
Well, look at Hamlin. Hamlin 4 spots.
Hamlin's going to wish there's another Pocono in the next 8 or 9 races, but there's not.
Earnhardt Jr. now 8 points back in Biffle, 46 points. Ryan Newman on pit road,
5,
Dave.
4, 3.
Here's the deal, guys. The 12 car got penalized for speeding, got to the back of the line. They wanted to make sure that they could make this stop early, just like road racing, go back out, and when everyone else cycles around, maybe they'll be ahead if they catch a caution.
All right. Now who's going to follow suit?
He's got to run 40 laps.
That's a long way to go.
That's a long way to run.
Well, I'll tell you, he's like king of the fuel mileage, though.
Yeah.
We've seen him do it a number of times. There's your race leader, Denny Hamlin.
Now, when we get to the fuel window for these cars, 30 laps to go, yes, that's a great strategy.
Right, right.
Dave?
This is their window. Earlier they were talking about when they wanted to come in and make it to the end before, and they were looking at about 39 laps on fuel. So how many do we have to go? 40.
Yeah, 39 right now, but you're right, 40 when they came in.
Yep, going to be close.
Did you get a number of 40 from some of these guys down there?
No, 38's the most I heard from anybody. I just assumed that once racing started, they kind of stretch it to 40.
The thing about stretching here, 1 lap is 2.5 miles. And what's the one thing you don't want to happen at Pocono, VP?
Do not run out of fuel. Do not. Because you cannot coast from the front straightaway. From here, you can't coast all the way around back to pit road. You're going to stall on the racetrack.
Heck, if you have pit number 1, you can't coast to it from turn 3.
All right, here's some more cars on that strategy, Marty.
That's right, VP. Dale Jarrett and Kyle Busch at the end of pit road. It's going to be fuel only for both of these cars. They were very careful. Told Kyle to be very careful with the tires. When you come down pit road, do not slide them. He slid them a little bit, but he said he didn't think that he hurt the tires. They're going to try to go all the way from here on this stop.
Got one thing for you to think about. Green, white, checkers. 8 extra laps last week in New Hampshire. Denny Hamlin's out front. All he's thinking about is a fast race car. and what the 42 guys behind him are gonna do next.